Let's look at moon in the New Testament. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 29 and 30. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the cloud of heaven with power and great glory. Let's go to Mark 13, and we want 24 and 25. But in those days after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. Let's go to Luke. We want chapter 21, and we want verse 25 and 26. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the seas and the waves roaring. Men's heart fell on them for fear, and for looking after these things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Let's go to Acts. We want chapter 2, and we want 14 through 21. But Peter, standing up with the 11, lifted up his voice and said unto them, Ye men of Judea, and all ye that dwell at Jerusalem, be this known unto you, and hearken to my words. For these are not drunken, as you suppose, seeing it, but it the third hour of the day. But this is that which was spoken by the prophet Joel. And it shall come to pass that in the last days, saith God, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. And on my servant and on my handmaids I will pour out those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy. And I will show wonders in heaven above, and the signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. And the sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and noble day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. We want to start with 35 and work our way down to 44, and I think it's necessary. But some men will say, How are the dead raised up? And with what body do they come? Thou fool, that which thou sowest is not quickened, except it die. And that which thou sowest not that body that shall be, but bear grain. It may change of wheat, or of some other grain. But God giveth it a body, as it hath pleased him, and to every seed his own body. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, and another flesh of beasts, and another of fish, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies, and the body of terrestrial. But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. And for one star differs from another star in glory. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption. It is raised in corruption. It is sown in disaster. It is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, and it is raised in power. It is sown in a national body, and it raises in a spiritual body. There is a natural body, and there is a spiritual body. Let's go to Colossians chapter 2 and 16 and 17. Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink, or in respect of any holy day, or of new moon, or of Sabbath day, which are a shadow of things to come, but the body is of Christ. Let's go to Revelations. We want chapter 6, and we want 12 through 14. And behold, when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And the stars of heaven fell upon the earth, even as a fig tree casts her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heavens departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place. Let's go to chapter 8. We want verse 12. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for the third part of it, and the night likewise. Let's go to chapter 12 and 1 and 2. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, traveling in birth, and pain to be delivered. Let's go to chapter 21, and we want verse 23. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon to shine in it, for the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. In the Strong's, it is 3561, the festival of new moon. 4582, the moon.